Good evening, YouTube viewers. My name is Jeremiah Williamson, Gay Tacoma on YouTube. Subscribe, rate, whatever you want to do. Alright, today I will show you a tutorial, or whatever you want to call it, how-to video. Because I've been making them a lot. Sorry for my dog. She's kind of barky and she's a chihuahua. What do you expect? So anyways, what I'm going to show you is how to put on a button. Wherever it's at, it doesn't matter where it's at, if it's on my shirt or if it's on my pants or shorts. It don't matter where it's at. Button-up shirt, has the same effect and same advice to do it. So if parts are longer, I'm sorry, because I don't know how to get the string and the needle really great. But I did this a lot, you know, when my pants ripped. I felt like a fat ass and whatever. So on the note of being a fat ass, you also can do this perfectly. If it's missing on your shirt, on your button-up shirt, then you're screwed. You have to do it right. You can't, you know, you bust it out or whatever. You know, you can't have it like looking like this. Oops. You can't have it like tight and nasty looking, like you're gonna pop out of it at any second and just expose yourself to people, whatever. So anyways, with pants, you can actually, depending on the type of pants exactly, you can have you can place them in the right area. For this, with buttons, if you don't have a button, and if you have some nasty button-up shirt or some pants that you don't want, you can, depending if you have the 4 holes like this, let me show you, 4 holes, or 2. Sometimes it's 2. If it's 2, it's much easier because you just go in and out, in and out. So anyways, yeah. So you can place it like this. Is what the pants look like. Of course, you have the zipper and everything. This is where the button is not gonna go. But with these pants, you can have 2 buttons. But in normal cases, it's on the side without the the hole, so where the button is gonna go. So like I said, my fat ass, I have to adjust it to make it right. I did not bust it. I bought these just like these. I thought they were very cute looking Billabong, I think they're Billabong. Are they Billabong? No, they're Empire shorts, and it's coming summertime. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to have a button, a needle, and with the button, if you have several selections from your string sets. Oh, I'm sorry that it's not colorized, but these are different colors. There's white, there's green, red, dark green, hunter green, and blue. This is more like a gray shading. I have gray, but it's quite light, so I want to try for black. You don't want to try, if you have something black, you don't want to try white because it just looks silly, because you're not, if you're watching this video, you're not as smart. Not saying you're not smart, I'm just saying I was in the same boat. Like, I went to a store that I didn't know that they put milk in bubble tea, and I asked the lady what was milk, so it's very hard. So you have the needle and you put the thread through the needle hole, and it's very hard usually to put it through, depending on the size of it. If you have a big one, a big needle, then that's good too if you're not educated on how to do that. So you put it through, you tie a knot, and don't just do it once, you have to do it a couple times to get it through, just like a shoe or whatever, or a normal tie. If you don't know how to do the special knot to make it perfect and won't come out, then you have to tie it a couple times, because if you don't do that, you're going to have problems, and when you're sewing it, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to come out because it's so weak. So I can't believe I'm doing it this fast. Wow. Sometimes it's a bitch, but you gotta do it. And I thought I should make a video because some people don't know how to put on or sew on a button with your hands. So what you do, you have it through, and you want to go through the thing. You want to have it about, I would say about 20 inches, if that more, depending on how tight you want it. So if you don't have scissors, you can cut it with your your teeth, which is not really good, I guess, for your teeth, but whatever. You have a little sewing thing that you can cut it with, and you simply cut it, and it's all the way through. I don't think I did it long. Oh, no, I did. It's halfway. Okay, so you have it like this. I'm going to put it down, tilt the camera down so you can look at it. There we go. So you're going to want to, sometimes if it came off, you can see where the existing button was. If you fit it perfectly, you can do it at the same spot. If not, if you want it more fitting, if it's short, if it's skinnier and you can't really fit it and you want it closer so you can fit it, put it more towards the edge. So what you do is you simply push it through all the way through, and you go all the way through, except you don't want to go all the way through because you'll just be starting over and over and over, and then you're like a blonde. So yeah, you want to go through as long as you can. Oh, we got a little snag here. Sometimes that happens. Yeah, there we go. Just don't, if it's stuck or whatever, do not try to, do not pull it as hard as you like. So try to estimate where the other side is, and because you don't want to wrap it around because it would look really silly, and go right through. And you want to go all the way through. Just don't, make sure that it stays in the other side. Just make sure that it doesn't come out, because you'll just have to restart, and just keep on doing that. So see, like with this, sometimes you get a little crazy with it. It's like, what? Sometimes you have to push it all the way through, and it can be a really hassle. So here, there we go. So you want to, every time you just want to make sure that you don't go over. If you come in this side, you don't want to go over this side. You want to keep it just going through on the same side, because then you'll have a nasty mess. So you go through, and they go on the other side. Make sure it's not the same hole, because you're just stupid if you do that. So make sure you pull it all the way out, so you get it totally in, and go in and out, okay? And you really have to estimate, because sometimes your estimation is quite wrong on where the exact hole you're trying to get into. Just sometimes make sure it's crisscrossed through the button. And you want to make sure that you do this over and over and over, because you want it to stay. I mean, if you popped a button or whatever, I'm sorry to say that, but I mean, you have to make sure it's really tight in the hole to be doing this. You know, you got to do it a perfect way. Make sure that it's stable and stays on there. You can do it as much times as you want, as long as, you know, you can get the hole over the button. And just make sure that it's all the way there. You don't have to make it an X, really. You can just go over different holes instead. Just make sure it's not the same hole, like I said. And you got to do it just like this. You go through there, and then it's coming out the same side. So you go right in there, and there you go. And you just keep on doing that. At the end, it will be tight enough you can just either cut it, or you want to just go over and over and over till it's all the way done and tight, and then cut it off. I mean, if you want, you can also tie it, which I'm not going to do that because that's time consuming. That you just want to, yeah, you tie it into a nice knot so it doesn't come out. Depends, like if you really have a lot of string in there and it's really it's on there tight, then you just want to keep it like that, and you don't really have to have a knot or anything because it's so tightly on there. So okay, you guys think all gay guys are like this. I'm not an expert at sewing, but I just know how to do this. See, sometimes you have to estimate where that hole is. You just have to get it through, and there you go. It's very difficult sometimes. And sometimes, just make sure you don't poke yourself either. That kind of hurts. I mean, thumbnails, I don't think they're really that great. I mean, I have a thumbnail here, but my thumb is so fucking fat. Like, and you don't even know where the hell you're going.